If you're thinking about moving to the Black Hills in 2026, do not just show up and wing it because the people that do, they overpay, pick the wrong town, or worse yet, they get blindsided by the winter. You gotta love the winter around here, the internet, and they get beat by the inventory. Today in this video, I'm giving you a complete relocation game plan, step by step, so you can move here with confidence, save time, and avoid expensive mistakes in the end. If you're new around here, thanks so much for joining. And if you're back, thank you so much for watching another video. I'm Jeff Christian with Christian's Team Real Estate here in the beautiful Black Hills, and we help families and buyers relocate to Spearfish, Sturgis, and Rapid City and lead every single year. And real quick, if you want my free full relocation checklist, this is a very extensive checklist. Comment the word plan below in the comments, and I'll send it right over to you. All right, let's build out the game plan. Number one, start with only the question that matters the most. What lifestyle are you buying? Most people start with bedrooms and bathrooms, but that's totally backwards. You're not just buying a house here, you're buying a lifestyle. And that is exactly what the Black Hills is all about. It's not a cookie cutter area. So I want you to pick your top two priorities from the list. Do you want quiet and scenic? Do you want walkability in restaurants? Do you want new construction? Do you want more space? Do you want a bigger lot? Do you want less commute time? Do you want that tourist energy and nightlife like Deadwood offers? Do you want the big downtown like Rapid City offers? Do you want to be close to all the trails out at Nemo or up in Powder House Pass? Do you want skiing? Do you want to be by all the lakes? Do you want the outdoors? Because all that is gonna determine what's the best town for you. Number two, choose your home base city. Let me simplify this for you. Spearfish feels like a mountain town meets college town energy. Clean, beautiful, great access to Spearfish Canyon, solid restaurants, and amazing quality of life. I always say it's like the Scottsdale of the Black Hills or the Jackson Hole of the Black Hills. All right. Rapid City's the hub. Got the airport, the shopping, the medical, the jobs, variety of different types of neighborhoods. If you want convenience, you want more restaurant, you want options, you want the bigger population, Rapid is definitely the answer for you. Sturgis, on the other hand, is not just about the rally, okay? It's a growing community. It's very central. It's very common for someone to be working in Rapid, someone else Spearfish, Deadwood, Lead, all the stuff. And you get quick access to all that. Deadwood and Lead, on the other hand, are for people who want true hills living, history, views, trees, casinos, and that mountain feel. But you need to understand the snow is real. The grades are crazy. The access is definitely different. And some people still opt to live full time in places like Powder House Pass. So you can be right next to the slopes, right next to the trails. But keep in mind, guys, you get a lot of snow up there. It is for real. And there are different smaller pockets in different areas where you can get land, privacy, and views. You could go south to Custer Hot Springs. There's a lot of options here, guys. So you really need to narrow down where you want to be. I get a lot of calls specifically from YouTube where you guys are asking me information, which I appreciate because then once you ask me, I usually can put out a video for you guys. But you're probably going to trade a longer commute, internet options, and accessibility in the winter if you want to be a little bit more rural. So pick your top two priorities, then pick your top two cities. Then we narrow it down to neighborhoods and price points. Please don't come out here. I've done this before. I've done it. I'm guilty. Where it's like we want to be anywhere from Custer to Belfouche. I mean, it's just too far. It's too much. You guys got to narrow it down. Come spend a little bit more time here and figure out the exact area you want to live at. Okay. All right. So now, next, we need to build a 2026 budget that actually works here. Okay. Because this is where people get caught up. When you relocate, you need to budget for more than just the home price. The taxes, the insurance, what kind of utilities are you on propane, septic, wells? Is it a shared well? There's just a lot of different things. And don't be scared of any of this stuff. There's just things that you really need to pay attention to. Do you need to do snow removal? And do you have the equipment to do the snow removal? And you need to maintain things if you're buying in the trees and if you're moving from a big metro area. The truth is, sometimes homes look cheaper on paper, but the property itself might require more ongoing upkeep, especially in the hills. Sometimes you have snow laying against the side of your house for months on end. Okay. So your plan in 2026 should include what I call the Black Hills buffer. So I like to help people set a realistic cushion for the first year because you're learning the area, you're learning the seasons, and you have to learn the maintenance rhythm in this particular market, right? I bought a house in Scottsdale and I had to learn a lot of different things like scorpions and termites and stuff that doesn't exist here in South Dakota. So every market has its quirks. And obviously, I've lived here my whole life, so we can definitely help you out with that. Okay, next up is your timeline. This is called the 90-day relocation sprint. Okay, and once again, I got the guide. All the stuff you need to know is in there. So if you want to do this smoothly, here's the timeline that works best, in my opinion. Day 1 to day 30 is research and narrowing down exactly where you want to be. This is where you define your lifestyle, pick the city, pick 2 or 3 neighborhoods, get pre approved. Day 31 to 60 is your first visit in your recon. Okay, you come out, tour the place, experience the area like a local, not a tourist. I encourage people to stay in an Airbnb, actually live, go see what it's like to go to the stores, do that, try different areas. Okay. It's exactly what I did in Scottsdale. I tried 3 or 4 different areas with Airbnbs and determined where we ultimately wanted to end up. Okay. So you need to look at the neighborhoods, morning, nighttime, different seasons, test the commutes, check for cell phone coverage, look at the winter access. Yeah. Even if it's summer, make sure and we can help you with that. That's what we do. Okay. So day 61 to day 90 is where we do the offer, inspections, logistics. This is where most people need the guidance. This is usually where we step in pretty heavy because it's not just buying a home, it's coordinating the move, the timelines, the employment, the school transfer all the utilities. And if you follow this 90-day sprint, you avoid panic decisions. Okay. Do not skip the rule. It's the 2 trip rule, maybe even the 3 trip rule, but definitely do more than 1 trip. At least 2 trips minimum. Okay. So, trip 1, decide the city and neighborhood fit. If you find it great, if not, do it again. That's where it could come into 3 or 4 trips. And then trip 2 is decide the final neighborhood and decision exactly where you want to be. Okay. Because the Black Hills changes dramatically by season. And what feels perfect on a sunny weekend can feel very different in the wind, snow, or tourist peak season. Okay. So if you can only do 1 trip, we can do it. But I'm telling you, it's best to do more than 1 trip. All right. So, lending strategy for 2026 buyers. Let's talk financing. If you're relocating, your lender strategy matters because you're going to be dealing with job changes, remote work documentation, selling a home out of state, contingencies, timing gaps between closing, or deciding between a primary home, secondary home, or an investment. So, here's the rule. Get pre approved early and get a local lender who understands relocation timelines because the best houses here, especially in desirable pockets and areas, do not wait around. We just listed a home on Monday and we had multiple offers, sold it in 1 hour. Okay. So if you're considering new construction, it's even more important because you may be looking at different timelines months out. All right. So speaking of new construction, let's talk about that. New construction versus resale. I got a lot of videos on new construction, guys, a lot of them. Check them out. I am the expert. Our team does more new construction than anyone in the Black Hills by far, not even by a little bit. Okay. So in the Black Hills, new construction can be a great play, especially if you want the modern layout, energy efficiency, and less immediate maintenance. But you have to understand 2 things. Timelines can shift depending on weather and what looks like a great deal on base price can change once you add upgrades and things like that. Resale homes can offer location, that mature landscaping people like, and established neighborhoods, but you'll want to pay attention to things like roofs. We got hail, windows, heating systems, and just see how it works out in the winter. So your decision should be based on your priorities. Okay. Do you want move-in ready or do you want modern new construction? And if you want best location and charm, resale might win. And sometimes, I'm working with a guy right now. He wants to be downtown and he's willing to pay for that. And he just wants to be downtown. So sometimes a smart move is buying the right resale home and then budgeting and maybe doing a little bit of renovation or doing addition or whatever works for your situation. Now, I will say on a side note here, if you have a timeline of 6 to 9 months, then new construction is definitely the way to go. You can see I have a guide on exactly the process, new construction process. Okay. If you got the time, it's similar pricing to resale and you get exactly what you want. And as you guys know, we specialize in new construction. So hit me up with my contact info below and let's get going on that. Next up is the winter reality check. Okay. So winter here is the real deal. If you've lived in cold places, the hills have different microclimates. A good rule of thumb is Deadwood, it usually gets 2 times the amount of snow of Spearfish, and Lead usually gets 3 times the amount of snow of Spearfish. Okay. So the typical amount of snow is no joke. And if you're in Lead, be prepared, man. It's real up there, okay? So you need to think about how is the driveway? Is it steep? Are there roads that get plowed quickly? Do you have a garage that actually fits your vehicle? Do you have a heated garage? And once you get a heated garage out here, you are not going back. I'm telling you. And then are you comfortable driving in the snow or do you want flatter access and better location? And one of the big mistakes I do see people doing is people buy that view. I'm a view guy myself. I love a good view, but they don't think about the wind, the drifting snow, long driveways, and the right equipment for snow removal. You got to have a skid steer you might need. So for me, I got a razor because that's how I got it. I told my wife I had to plow the driveway with the razor. And, it's a good excuse. So if you have a side by side, guys, drop a comment below. Tell me what kind of side by side you guys have. I've been riding since '08. I'd love to hear that from you. Okay. Next up, internet and cell service and remote work. Okay. If you work remotely, then a lot of people, I'm working with a guy now, he has to have high speed internet. Starlink won't work. Typically, it does. My parents have had it for a few years and it's worked really, really well for them. I even stayed out there for a bit and I was gaming on it and stuff. So it worked fine for me too. But I'm working with a client right now and he refuses to have Starlink. Okay. So next up, the offer strategy that wins without overpaying. In 2026, the goal is simple: win the house you want without getting emotional and overpaying. So we base your offer on comparable sales, days on market, condition and inspection risk, seller motivation, and your timeline. Of course, we protect you with the right contingencies, especially when you're relocating and you can't be here every day to be so involved. Next up is the inspections. What you must pay attention to in every market is different patterns in every market, just like I was talking about in Arizona. In the Black Hills, you definitely want to pay attention to the roof. We have that hail and different weather exposure. We had 90-mile-an-hour winds the other day, which is really rare, but it did cause a bit of havoc. And so pay attention. People are missing shingles, things like that. Okay. How are the heating systems? Are the basements good? Is the drainage slope nicely around the foundation? Is there well? Is there septic? We need to get the septic pumped and inspected. What about radon? Radon's a thing around here. Okay. Is there any moisture issues we need to be paying to, especially in the older homes? Okay. So inspections are where relocation buyers can feel confident or you can feel maybe even a bit overwhelmed. All right. But our job is to translate that report clearly into an excellent plan. All right. Next up is the 30-day landing plan after you move. So here's how you avoid that we moved and now we're lost feeling. In your first 30 days, you want to lock in primary care, dental, local service providers, snow removal, lawn care, handyman, school routines, and activities for the kiddos. Your favorite grocery run, restaurants at a weekly rhythm so you can make it feel at home quickly here. The Black Hills is friendly, but you still need to plan to build a community here. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay. I'm going to give you some of the common mistakes that I see to avoid. Okay. So I'm going to hit this rapid fire that I see all the time. Buying based on one weekend visit. I told you the 2 or 3 visit rule. Stick to it. Understanding winter access and driveway grade. Very important, especially if you're coming from a warmer climate. Focusing only on the house and ignoring the area, the neighborhood, the location. And last, waiting too long to get serious and then losing the best options because good homes sell fast around here. Okay. So, the final step, if you want this done right, I put together a relocation plan. It's a credible checklist. So, if you're moving to the Black Hills in 2026 or 2027, here's what I recommend. Step one, comment plan and I'll send you my relocation checklist. Step two, reach out and tell us your timeline, budget, and top 2 lifestyle priorities. We'll set up your search and adjust it perfectly so you get up to the minute listing alerts on our amazing high end website. Step three, we build your personalized game plan, city neighborhoods, visit plan, and home strategy. And guys, if you're new here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button because we put out videos every single week at Living in the Black Hills here, the pros and cons and what you actually need to know before you move. All right. I'm Jeff Christians with Christians Team Real Estate. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.